I'm happy to be here.
Hi, Nate. Thank you so much for agreeing to come and chat about video games with us.
I'm happy to be here.
Popverse people, you have no idea how long Nate and I have been trying to get this in the hopper, and I'm so excited because, as I mentioned in the intro, I don't know a ton about video games, and Nate is what? An
I'm the video boy.
expert. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to start with it's really easy, low stakes, very, very straightforward question. Explain it to me like I'm 5. What is the Nintendo Switch controversy that's happening right now?
So let me give you a bit of context,
Please
right?
do.
So the Nintendo Switch, the first one, is the third highest selling video game console of all time behind the PlayStation 2 and the Nintendo DS,
Oh, I
right?
genuinely had no
Um,
idea. That's amazing.
yeah, so it is even more impressive when you consider that even back in 2017 when it released, it was considered an underpowered console from a hardware perspective. So it just had games. It just had games. That's what people cared about. It
Yeah.
had everything that you would want. And so the successor, the Switch 2, has very large shoes to fill, and people have very high expectations. So when the Nintendo Switch Direct came about and people saw the pricing of games,
Mm.
they were a little bit concerned because Mario Kart World, I think it's Mario Kart World is the title of it. It's $80, which is a little steep in a hobby that is already known for not being super affordable.
What is the cost of a typical Switch game for anyone naming no Ashleys who might not know the answer to that?
So a AAA title, which
Hmm.
is the highest production value of video game,
Hmm.
is about $60. That
Hmm.
has been the industry standard since the mid 2000s, really,
Hmm.
when the Xbox 360 first came out in like 2005. It's been
Yeah.
$60. That's been its static price.
So, like, what has fan reaction been? I can suss out that it's probably been not positive. But could you tell me a
Not
little bit about that?
not positive would be putting it lightly.
Yeah.
It's been bad, right?
Mhm.
Um right along the side of the ninth console generation, which is
Mhm.
the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X/S. Terrible name, by the way, not important. But
Drag her.
it's, larger publishers started selling games at $70,
Mhm.
which was already a little people thought that was a little bit dicey, right?
Yeah.
So Nintendo coming out and having 70 and $80 games has freaked people out
Mhm.
because first that's saying, okay, $70 is likely going to be the new norm going on.
Mhm.
And not only that, but they are pushing it to 80. So a lot of people are scared that they are going to be priced out of a hobby that they love.
Well, that's most of the way to $100, and I know for certainly for me and for a lot of consumers, it's like there's a difference between $25, $50, and $100.
Yes.
So as a consumer and a fan yourself, what can Nintendo do to fix or remedy this situation? What can they do that will make you happy?
I think and this could be a much larger conversation. I
And
could
maybe it
talk
will,
about this for
honestly.
hours. But the biggest issue facing video games as an industry right now is
Mhm.
just the production cost,
Mhm.
right? Back in the late 90s, early 2000s, you used to
Mhm.
be able to produce a AAA game in about 2, 3 years.
Sure.
Now you're looking at 4, 5, 6, 7.
Mhm.
So I think if Nintendo and other large companies made games that perhaps aren't as shiny, perhaps they're
Mm.
not as long,
Mhm.
and if they were able to sell those games at $40
Yeah.
alongside your big ones that are 70 or 80, that would make it a lot more palatable for fans if they don't feel like they're going to spend $70 every time a new Mario comes out.
Ooh, I like that idea because also from a business perspective, if you make 3 Mario games that maybe all tie together but come out more quickly, you're ultimately getting the same amount of money because we do understand that crunch and production costs are already like people are already not being paid enough to make video games in the first place.
Yes.
But then passing that on to the consumer isn't always the fairest thing that people can do. All right, Nate, we've been
Yes.
a little sad boy, a little tragic so far. So I would love to know Switch 2 is coming eventually someday, we hope and pray with all of our hard-earned money. What are something that
June.
you're looking forward to when you finally get it in your hot little hands?
So I am a Zelda boy. I love
Yes.
Zelda. It's what I do. So
Mhm.
I am looking forward to replaying Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom on something that's a little beefier, on something that can run a little better, that
Mhm.
won't make my Switch sound like a jet engine whenever the wind starts blowing. That'll be fun for me. And I'm also excited to see what the next Zelda is. They've never done sort of like a trilogy before.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see, are they gonna make a third game in this style? Are they gonna switch to something new? I don't know, and I want to know.
Okay, I also have to ask this. This is purely selfish, and I at no point alluded that I would be asking you this today. Are you going
Yep.
to be playing Tales of the Shire, the Cozy Hobbit game? And when I inevitably have problems playing it, can I come to you for help?
So I will
Haunting.
probably end up playing it
Mhm.
because my dear darling sister of mine is a cozy gamer.
Mhm.
And so in order to appease her, I do play them all. I do play
Aw.
them all. It's what we do. It
Mhm.
is our hangout time.
Aw, that is so genuinely adorable. My heart just, like, grew 3 sizes. Now you are gonna get a bunch of annoying messages from me being like, "I can't get this fish, Nate, help, please send dogs."
I've got you.
Thank you,
I've
thank
got
you.
you.
Is there anything that we missed laying out the very basics for people who don't understand the Switch drama that needs to be said today?
Without me pulling out an abacus
Mhm.
and an Excel
Quick
spreadsheet,
sheet.
I don't think we've missed anything. I will say, though, totally unrelated, my Nate pick of the day is please play Claire Obscure Expedition 33. If you're a fan of turn-based RPGs and or JRPGs, you are doing yourself a disservice by not playing it. That is my last comment.
I do wanna say if you're watching this and you want the longer explanation with the abacus, with the spreadsheets, with the hotter takes, comment below, comment on social media because, this is not gonna be Nate's last rodeo with us, and I'm excited to see where that's going to evolve into. Nate, will you, lastly but not leastly, tell everybody where they can follow you if you would like to be followed and found on the internets?
Ooh, no, don't find me. Don't look for
Great.
me. Don't hunt for
Fantastic.
me.
Graham says that
I'm
every
hiding.
time.